I just want to say that I'm going to exclude Sonic Frontiers just because it's too new and I don't want all the hype whispering in my ear. And I also want to add that I did play all these games recently, so I'm not completely blind to nostalgia. Let's begin! My number 3 choice is Sonic 4 Episode 1. Can you guys imagine I was actually being serious there? Oh my god, I almost gave myself a heart attack, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I highly encourage you guys to comment what your 3 favorite games are, even if it's controversial, because sometimes we just like a game because it speaks to us, you know? Even if it's Sonic 4 Episode 1. Bringing me to my number 3 choice, Knuckles Chaotix. You basically have to traverse the levels as Knuckles, while you use your friends as boxing gloves to defeat enemies that stand in your way. Not only that, but there are 3 more playable characters. Omega, Victor the Crocodile Alligator, and Big the Cat. Whoa! This was one of my first Sonic games, if not the first Sonic game I owned. I remember I bought this game at least 3 times. I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what happened to the first 2, but this game is a good time and very nostalgic to me. That's right! Sonic Heroes fans, raise your hands. No? Just me? Alright, fair enough. I wish this game had a bigger fan base, but it's not the best when it comes to mechanics. Like, any level that forces you to use rails is a punishment, because it's so hard to jump from rail to rail without falling. The special stages are okay. I remember mashing the square button and never reaching those doggone emeralds. I was a kid, okay? I was a kid, okay? One of the reasons why I feel like it's hard to catch up is because the game has slippery mechanics. So it's so hard to maneuver in those special stages whenever using a speed character. And the last thing that's kind of a con are the bosses. They aren't too challenging. Except for the Egg Emperor. Holy, that boss made my childhood a nightmare. You guys don't know how much I struggled with this boss. I would try to speed blitz bosses, but I never understood the leveling system, so that would be my downfall when I was a fetus. Until I grew up, rose from the ashes, and destroyed him. I was so happy to actually beat the boss, to realize that there is one final boss left. But we'll come back to that. Let's talk about why this game is so great. There's a team incorporated system, so there's 12 playable characters and 3 different styles of playing. The music and soundtrack is absolutely amazing. And the stages are so memorable. Also, the interactions are so goofy in this game.
Gotcha, my darling Sonic.
Amy, what are you doing here?
Sonic, this time there's no way out of marrying me.
Huh?
Seeing these interactions for the first time rivaled even Infinity War when this game came out. There's also cool looking team ultimates. And the replayability on this game isn't bad either. This is one of my favorite stories, and the gang basically have to stop Eggman from destroying the Earth in 3 days. Team Rose wants to find Sonic, Froggy, and Cheese. Team Shadow wants to find Shadow's memory. And Team Chaotix has to find ways to make money because they're dirt poor and their first game didn't do so hot back in the day. The big twist in the end is that Metal Sonic is back and has captured Eggman and put him in a 6th dungeon. Metal Sonic then transforms into an absolute beast. With the power of friendship, Sonic and all his pals jump Metal Sonic, and the boys transform into their super duper omega low chunky no cap thirst trap form and go feral on him. Let's talk about my second favorite game, Sonic the Hedgehog Evolutions. When I was a young lad, Sega was pushing out promotionals for Sonic Generations like crazy. It's like everywhere I go, I see his face. No, but seriously, I saw Generations on commercials, theme parks, my dreams. It was insane. I needed to play this game, and when I saved up enough money, I did not stop. I felt like Jesse Pinkman when he was addicted to crack for like 3 seasons. This game is like a 2-in-1 package. You get to play 2D Sonic and 3D Sonic for the price of one. I love the boost formula, it's great. And to this day, I still go on Sonic Generations to beat my old records. speed blitzing memory lane and going back to every popular level in every Sonic game. For example, Green Hill Zone, Seaside Hill, Rooftop Run. It's such a nostalgia trip. This whole game is fan service. Getting to relive past Sonic levels for the second time in my life, but this time in HD. Not only that, but all the build-up from every Sonic game from 1991 led to this very moment in time. 2011. There's tons of great content in this game. Challenges, mini games, and not only that, but you can experience the whole Sonic the Hedgehog game. The original. This game is just balls to the walls fun. Getting from point A to point B as quickly as you can. And the replayability is insane, with just how much you can do, as well as the community banding together to make mods for it. This game is amazing because it feels like it's a love letter to the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Except for the story. Although it was cool to see Sonic, Tails, and Eggman interacting with their past selves, I kinda wish the interactions with other characters seemed more real. It's like Sonic doesn't even care about his friends. Once you save someone, they give you some NPC dialogue, and then Sonic just comes out with the "Chimichanga dude, later," or "Right on amigo," or sometimes no dialogue at all, and just like gives him a thumbs up and leaves. Like, dude, your friend just got Medusa'd and you don't give a shit. Like, they almost didn't survive. I absolutely love Sonic Generations gameplay, but the story isn't that memorable to me. But let's talk about my number one choice, which has an amazing story. This is one of the greatest stories in Sonic's franchise. It sets the tone for an amazing character, Shadow the Hedgehog. It has a great story of a bad guy going good. The gameplay is fun and addicting. There's tons of initiative to keep playing because of Chow Garden, character missions, and collecting all 180 emblems in the game. Now let's talk about Sonic Team's greatest creation. No, not you. You. Yes, you. Chows. These little furballs bring a smile to my face. I've spoken about Chow Garden in a previous video, so I'll just lightly dip into it in case you guys haven't watched it. Link in the description if you haven't. But the great thing about Chow Garden is that you get to take care of these little monsters, and you make them grow big and strong if you keep feeding them so they don't perish. Let's talk about the base game. Speed stages are easily the best. Replaying these, trying to get the best score, and at the same time collecting animals and tubes to upgrade your Chow. The Emerald stages are extremely fun. It makes you think, and it makes you feel dumb if you don't understand the hint they're giving you. Sometimes I read the hint, and it looks like this to me. Cons? There are no cons. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love this game to death, but I don't find the mech stages very fun. I think it could be a good break from speed characters and Emerald stages, but I feel like it's too slow and tedious. I feel like something that would make the mech stages more engaging is if they added puzzles to make you use your head, since the characters we are using are geniuses, even if it makes the levels shorter. Not only that, but they could be given various missions like Team Chaotix and Sonic Heroes, with a few tweaks to modernize it. I know there were hardware limitations and deadlines, but can you imagine if there were more options to defeating enemies, like choosing different weapons in your mech instead of shooting missiles the whole time? Like tossing grenades, stopping time, shooting a little Kamehameha beam, you know, the piss laser. And don't think I forgot about the war in the Space Colony arc back in 2001. Let's talk about the story real quick. For one, it's great because it doesn't feel like it's for kids. It takes some character development from the previous game and expands upon it. Tails becomes even more brave, challenging Eggman head-to-head twice in the story. Knuckles, being socially awkward as he is, working together with his new pals Sonic and Tails when he can, and even saving his enemy Rouge at the end. Sonic sacrificing himself to save his best friend Tails, and that's just the hero side alone. That's why I love this game. But let's talk about my favorite character, Shadow. This is his first appearance. Shadow is your typical bad boy and does bad boy things like mischievous deeds throughout the game. Beating the elderly, kicking dogs, stealing Eggman's wife. And once he gets his memory back, he ends up realizing that the person he loves the most didn't want him to destroy the world, but in fact save it. So Shadow sacrifices himself to save the world. And Shadow's gone forever. Oh wait, no he's not.